Welcome to the thermodynamic forge, where raw metal is engineered to conquer the elements and command the climate. Thousands of razor-sharp aluminum fins are stamped in milliseconds, forging the ultimate thermal exchange matrix. Industrial-grade copper arteries are bent with brutal precision, engineered to withstand extreme internal atmospheric pressure. High-pressure hydraulics violently fuse the copper to the aluminum armor, locking the thermal core together permanently. Microscopic laser welds seal the vital arteries, creating an impenetrable fortress against high-pressure refrigerant leaks. The heart of the beast, the heavy-duty compressor, is forged from molten steel, built to pump relentlessly for decades.
Titanium-reinforced pistons are locked into the pumping chamber, engineered to crush refrigerant gas under terrifying pressure.
The massive pumping heart is anchored to the foundation, mounted on heavy-duty shock absorbers to silence its violent power.
High-pressure veins connect the heart to the lungs, preparing to circulate the freezing lifeblood of the machine.
Galvanized steel armor is forged under immense pressure, engineered to survive the most brutal exterior environments on Earth. A heavy-duty brushless motor is anchored to the frame, the powerhouse built to violently extract heat from the system. Aerodynamic blades are locked in, engineered to move massive volumes of air with brutal efficiency and absolute silence.
Heavy galvanized steel armor encases the fan, shielding the high-speed vortex from catastrophic debris.
The indoor cyclone blower is spun to extreme speeds, laser ballast to eliminate all microscopic vibrations.
The digital brain is encased in a waterproof resin vault, rendering it invincible against heavy rain and extreme humidity. Industrial vacuums mercilessly violently purge all atmosphere from the copper veins, preparing the core for extreme high-pressure freezing. High-pressure refrigerant is injected. The core instantly plummets to sub-zero temperatures, freezing the metal on contact.
Ultrasonic scans verify the impenetrable seals. The freezing lifeblood is locked inside forever. Heavy-gauge electrical arteries are secured, routing massive power through the thermodynamic engine.
The aerodynamic indoor shell is locked down, encasing raw industrial cooling power in modern elegance.
The thermodynamic engine is sealed inside the torture chamber, preparing to face simulated Armageddon.
Subjected to searing desert temperatures, the heavy-duty compressor refuses to surrender, pumping absolute zero into the void.
Plunged into sub-zero Arctic blizzards, the aerodynamic blades violently crush the ice, maintaining unstoppable airflow.
Hurricane-force torrential rains relentlessly pound the chassis, but the waterproof digital brain remains perfectly untouched.
Abrasive, high-velocity sandstorms attempt to choke the lungs, but the golden anti-corrosive armor repels the assault.
Bathed in highly toxic, accelerated salt spray, the heavy galvanized steel proves its eternal resistance to coastal corrosion.
Catastrophic voltage spikes are violently injected into the nervous system, absorbed effortlessly by military-grade electrical shielding.
Pumping a hurricane of freezing air in an anechoic chamber, the cyclone blower proves its terrifying power operates in absolute silence.
Extreme seismic vibrations attempt to shatter the internal copper arteries, but the heavy-duty shock mounts absorb the punishment.
Having survived simulated hell, the thermodynamic titan earns its right to command the climate. A final diagnostic strike confirms the extreme atmospheric pressure locked inside the copper veins.
Stripped of its manufacturing shell, the aerodynamic indoor unit reveals its pristine, high-tech command center.
Its identity and terrifying thermal capabilities are permanently riveted into the armored hull.
Encased in thick, shock-absorbing armor, the thermodynamic engine is secured to survive the brutal impacts of global logistics.
Bound in high-tensile industrial film, the machine is hermetically sealed for its transcontinental journey. Heavy-duty nylon bands are fused with extreme heat, locking the packaging with unbreakable tension.
Logistical leviathans mobilize the heavy-duty cargo, preparing to deploy absolute climate dominance.
Loaded into massive steel vaults, the fleet prepares to cross the most hostile oceans on Earth.
The convoy rolls out, carrying an army of thermodynamic beasts engineered to conquer the atmosphere. Delivered to the concrete jungle, where they will soon command the climate from the highest peaks. Hoisted into the stratosphere, the heavy-duty condenser prepares to mount the concrete cliff. Anchored to solid concrete, massive steel brackets are forged to hold the beast against hurricane-force winds. Suspended in the abyss, the Titan is locked into its permanent high-altitude fortress.
Thick copper veins are torqued to maximum capacity, forging an unbreakable connection between the inside world and the extreme exterior.
A final, violent purge annihilates all remaining atmosphere in the lines, ensuring absolute thermodynamic purity.
The king valve is breached. Extreme high-pressure freezing gas floods the system, instantly plunging the veins into sub-zero temperatures. Inside the sanctuary, the sleek aerodynamic cyclone chamber is locked into position, hiding its brutal power behind modern elegance.
The digital brain awakens. The command to conquer the climate is given.
A brutal, high-velocity storm of freezing air is unleashed, instantly obliterating the heat.
While the world outside burns or freezes, the thermodynamic Titan reigns supreme.
But the war against heat does not end at the home. For the towering megastructures of the world, we forge the true leviathans of climate control.
Gargantuan twin-scroll compressors are anchored, built to pump thousands of gallons of high-pressure refrigerant across vertical miles of copper.
Massive copper manifolds are brazed with extreme heat, creating the unbreakable arteries of a multi-zone thermal grid. An artificial intelligence core is locked into the vault, engineered to orchestrate massive atmospheric shifts with military precision. Titanium alloy exhaust blades are forged under catastrophic pressure, designed to violently extract heat from an entire skyscraper. Pushed to maximum thermal load, the behemoth proves its ability to instantly freeze hundreds of interconnected zones simultaneously. Airlifted into the stratosphere, the multi-ton climate titan is deployed to the peak of the concrete jungle.
Anchored to the pinnacle, the machine becomes the undisputed master of the building's internal atmosphere.
The AI network awakens, instantly mapping and hunting down heat signatures across millions of square feet.
The industrial leviathan exhales. An unstoppable storm of absolute climate control is unleashed. For the absolute apex of industrial cooling, solid iron is violently carved into the heart of a centrifugal titan.
Thousands of copper veins are threaded into a colossal steel barrel, forging a heat exchanger of unimaginable scale.
Pneumatic brute force permanently locks the copper to the steel armor, ensuring the massive water pressures never breach.
Submerged arc welding seals the heavy-duty vault, creating a pressure vessel built to withstand catastrophic internal forces.
The multi-ton leviathan is hoisted onto the testing block, preparing to unleash its thermodynamic wrath. Thousands of gallons of water are violently circulated, proving the system can absorb the heat of an entire metropolis.
Colossal cooling towers are erected, engineered to violently strip heat from the water and exhaust it into the atmosphere. Gargantuan exhaust blades are anchored to the summit, built to generate a man-made hurricane of heat extraction.
Massive industrial arteries are bolted together, uniting the cooling network into one unstoppable, synchronized machine. The thermodynamic cycle is complete. The Leviathan breathes, conquering the heat of the modern world.
Deep within the high-security bunkers of the digital age, the Titan pumps a relentless river of sub-zero salvation. Precision cooling arrays unleash a hurricane of freezing air, obliterating the catastrophic heat generated by millions of processors. Micromillimeter thermal control prevents catastrophic meltdowns, keeping the pulse of the global network alive.
A single command center orchestrates absolute thermodynamic dominance over the entire digital fortress.
Under the most apocalyptic atmospheric conditions on Earth, the heavy-duty armor refuses to wield. An eternal battle between brutal external heat and uncompromising internal frost. Securing the climate of the most critical infrastructures, where absolute reliability is the difference between life and death.
Forged in extreme pressure, tested in simulated hell, engineered for absolute control. The invisible force that makes the modern world possible. The ultimate standard of heavy-duty climate control. Unstoppable.